her hand in the cookie jar just now, right? I'm sure y'all can hear us whispering back here. I tried to plug my phone up, and it's not even plugged. Anyway. Hey! How are you all? We miss you so much. Again, thank you for joining us
But
tonight.
You know what? Time out. Plug your phone up so you can invite. Plug your phone
people.
Up. Yes, plug your phone up real quick.
Okay. Okay. So go ahead. You do that then.
Yes.
You do the intro.
Hey everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the special Wednesday. And when I say it is a special Wednesday,
yes,
it really, really is.
It really is. We are here live in JT Ladies Lounge.
Yes.
On Jetsons Radio DC. You have me. I am Jazz. And
I'm T.
So today is a very, very special day. I'm sure you've been seeing T post about it all week.
Yes.
It's a very special day.
You know what? And y'all probably
killed y'all inbox.
Yes. So tired of singing our posts and all that. But you know what?
So
well. We celebrating life and we are celebrating accomplishments, blessings.
Yes.
And big achievements blessings. And just everything. You know, it doesn't mean that it was no downfalls, you know, no fears, no struggles. That don't mean that it wasn't. But you have to celebrate, you know, the overcoming. And you have to celebrate that. So this is what we are doing tonight.
And most of all, today is our 1-year anniversary with Jetsons Radio. I was about to say DC. With Jetsons Media. But Jetsons Media allowed us to have Jetsons Radio DC. It is our 1-year anniversary, and we are so grateful. So we're going to talk about some highs, some sentimental, some lows. I'm not going to say lows because we had no lows. We just had sentimental moments, you know, emotional moments, I would say. But it was all worth it. So thank you again for tuning in. And we're also going to give you all the opportunity to join us. Let us know what your favorite show was. Ask us any questions. Let us know what your least favorite show was. Let us know if you have some things you want to see us talk about more. We're open for it. You know, we're here for it. So thank you again for tuning in and joining us on your Wednesday night. So, friend, let me ask you something. When we first started, when the opportunity was presented to us by Quay, what was your first thought?
Well, because we was doing this already for about almost a year, maybe 6 to 9 months before Quay brought it to our attention to do this with Jetsons Radio. I still have fears. I definitely still have fears. Because it was like, where's this gonna go? Where is this going to go? And I had to sit back and I had to think to myself, it's not about where is this going to go. I had to sit back and think about what is it that I want to do for this to go somewhere. Now, if y'all realize what I said, I had to think about what I'm going to do for this to go somewhere. And I had to let go of my fears, which I still have fears, even though I sit in front of this computer and talk to y'all and I go to these events and everything like that. I still have fears. I still, you know, have my moments that I got to pray to God and I say, oh, Lord, let this go right and everything. Like, I still do. But it was like, okay, let's make this happen. But I also still had to wonder, where is it that I can separate? We're having a little issue. I don't know why the issue that we're having with the invites. Is yours?
No.
No? Oh, okay. I had to recognize how to separate what we're doing would be different to what everybody else is doing.
Or what everybody else is used to seeing too.
Used to seeing or used to doing, especially on Facebook or, you know, live videos or just in life, period. Mm-hmm. And it was like, just be us. Just be us. Just do what we do. You know, just share our story, our struggles, whatever, how we feel, debating with one another. You know what I'm saying?
We don't debate.
And it's not we do. Mm-mm. Debating with one another, debating with other people, thoughts and opinions. And it don't mean that if it's a right or wrong of what the other people think. It's just like, just give your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Just give your opinion. And it's not wrong to debate. It's not wrong to give your opinion. It's not wrong to see different sides. It's just how you do it. So, yes, I did have fears.
What was your biggest fear?
Oh, my biggest fear was, honestly, talking. Like, really, talking. Because I know when I talk fast. I just be talking off, the first thing that comes to my mind. And I had to learn how, and I'm still learning how to take my time when I talk and how to pronounce words.
Yeah.
And
don't worry, I'm here for you.
No, no, I know. But no, that really was a fear. It really was, because I be knowing what I be wanting to say, and it just come out like I'm probably been used to hearing that word so many times, and that
pronounced a certain way.
Yeah, pronounced that certain way. I'm just like, I want to say this because I want to sound intelligent or whatever the case may be. But I know what I'm saying. Y'all might not know, but I know what I'm saying. No. I'm. Trust me. It's all fun and game. But that really was my fear of how I talk. It really was. Even with me being from Jersey and being, the way I talk is so hard, and certain words, like I said, in my mind, I'm pronouncing them the correct way, but to somebody else, I'm not saying it the right way. But that's how I was raised
to say that
word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Pop and soda. It's as simple as pop and soda.
Right. So that's what that was. So that was honestly my biggest fear with doing Jetsons Radio, JT Ladies Lounge. Like I said, a year prior to actually doing, because when we was a year prior to Jetsons Radio, we was behind the scenes, and we had our nervous moments, but it was different
because we had commercial breaks that we had to. We
and
were
people
timed
wasn't
on
looking
these
at us.
They weren't looking at us, but also we had to monitor what we said because we couldn't speak freely. Whether that included profanity, because as you know from watching our shows, we're not profanity driven. But if we feel the need to say whatever we need to say, we have the freedom to say it. But before, we had to consciously think about what we said before we said it. And that was my biggest fear, being on radio, because you gave me restrictions, and I didn't know how I was going to do with that. And I know it's a couple times that I slipped up even there. But with having the creative freedom that we were allowed, it was like I didn't want to come across aggressive, because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. And I do understand there are times I may be wrong, and I'm willing to reconsider what I said, because sometimes if I feel that I may be making a point, and you may say something, and I may be like, man, go on with that. And then because it ticked my nerve, I have to think about it, and I'll be like, okay, well, you're right. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things to where I knew that I had the creative freedom, but I also found out during shows that because I have the creative freedom, I do need to pull back, because how people may perceive me may be incorrect. Right. So that's my fear of. That is my fear of everything, because it may be sometimes where you may feel I'm doing the most, but I may be, in my mind, I have my own reason. Right. So I just don't want people to be afraid to approach me. I'm going to seem unapproachable.
Right.
But I don't seem unapproachable.
No, we have a few comments, and you know what? I was glancing through it. Thank you, Cedric. Cedric said, "Good evening, ladies. Keep doing what your thing. Stay blessed out." Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Stephanie, hello, Stephanie. Thank you for tuning in. For some reason, it seemed like we was having a hard time with trying to get people to chime in. Derek says, "Stop trying to sound intelligent." And you know what? Let me tell you, Derek. I said that to say that that was a fear because
It's not to
I,
say that she
no,
doesn't
no,
sound
no, no,
intelligent.
no,
To
no,
say
no.
that she may mispronounce some
Right.
words.
It was a fear with starting this because I know a lot of people nowadays, not just nowadays, they look at how you talk and your posture and your position and how you look, how you wear this and how you wear that. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, Derek. I really do. But at some point I had to say, forget it. This is me.
But even
Like,
with
this is
even with
me.
you saying that,
I
that's
had
why we
to.
are here with Jetson's Radio DC, because our producer, our creator, B, gave us that creative freedom to be who we are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so when he jump in and say, okay, I think y'all should probably try this. It's different from saying you can't say this, don't do this, sit like this, hold your hands like this, don't talk about this. You can talk about
Right.
that, but kind of, but not really. So it's a whole difference. You know what I'm saying? Because he invites us to do the things that we do and have the commentary that we have. So we're very blessed to be in a very lenient position.
Right. So going back to what was our fears of starting Jetson's Radio or being a part of it, that was my fear. Like I said, even going to prior before doing this, even though I know we were behind the scenes, it still was a fear. But this is why we talk about in the book the fears that we had to overcome and the fears that we even still go through as women.
But it's crazy because even though we was behind the scenes was so wild, y'all, I was still like, screw this, we're gonna set up this Facebook Live. Did we? But the thing was, we were in a basement, so we didn't really get reception. But I was like, man, whatever. But the thing is that now we have the creative freedom to do whatever we want to do with our shows. So that's why we encourage you all to send us topics, those things that you want to talk about, but other people can't because they have those restrictions. We don't have that boundary.
Right.
But also too, if it's something we're not sure about or something we don't have experience with, we are quick to say, like, we don't know nothing about that life. But well, research has said, or if you have some comments, make sure you comment. But we can't live lives that we didn't live, and we can't have opinions on everybody has an opinion about every situation, but we can't back it up with true life experience. So that may be the only difference. We may say what we may think we'll do in that situation, but that's not every time.
No, pass me that real quick.
This?
Yeah.
Oh. I was like, what are you reaching at? Okay.
No, but good. Continue talking.
Okay. There's nothing going on over here, guys. But yeah, because we have different experiences and we all have life that we live, but there may be some things that I have not met yet. There may be some things that T has not met yet. And there may be some things that because we live certain lives, we may never run into. But it's a topic that's on your heart. And we want to make sure we include our audience because we want to, here in the lounge, we want you to be here in the lounge. We want you to be able to be who you are, embrace everything that you're going through, but also feel free enough to be able to come to us and say, this is the issue that I'm dealing with. I don't know how to deal with it, or I do know how to deal with it, but I just want to hear some other people's opinions. And it's always confidential. That's why at the end of our shows, we say, send your we did call them lady letters, but we just start saying letters because we're not only catering to women, but this is a woman's lounge. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to get a woman's opinion.
Yeah, right. So you might feel a little bit like ambush. I don't even want to say ambush, but we do talk about women stuff, but we have to also step outside of the box because we have sons.
We have sons, and we love our black men.
Yes,
we love our men. Period. So therefore, fellas, if you feel like presenting a topic and you want to hear a woman's opinion, or you want to see how many other men are going to chime in, because as you know, men do watch the show, but they're more likely creepers. So if you give them a situation that I can't, because they may not comment. They may not comment. They may not include themselves, but they watch the show. So
you can. They creepers.
That's what creeps do, friend. If I'm peeking around your window and I don't knock on your door, what would you call me?
But women do that. A woman could be a creeper too, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying because if a man presents a topic that relates to men, it may pull them out the woods to where they want to chime in. So what I'm saying is we're welcoming your letters. I don't know how that just came out, but just understand that's what I meant. That's what I was talking about, the her shit, because I didn't mean for it to come out like, all men are creeps.
Right,
but
right.
I want them to know that you can present topics to us. We'll keep you confidential, but it may bring other men into the lounge. So we welcome that. That's all I'm saying.
No, I know what you're saying. Trust me, I know what you're saying. But this goes back to where, like we was just saying from the beginning, the things that we talk about when we like, okay, can we say this? Can we say that? Can we say that? We know what we can say. We know what we say. But it's still like, you still don't try to come off so, obnoxious, so rude. You know what I'm saying? So inconsiderate, because we're not those type of people. But sometimes when we say stuff, when we talking, it may come off that way.
It can sound that way.
You know what I'm saying? But you just don't try to be that person. But you never know what that person on the other end is viewing or thinking in their mind.
So you know what? That was kind of my next question for you. What was the biggest thing you learned? And what are you learning along the way? That's what I was going to ask you, but that's honestly what I learned. And that's what I'm learning along the way, because it was, some situations we had previously that things may have been taken a little bit deeper than what they really were meant. You know what I'm saying? From other people. But I know, and the person that I was talking to know, because if you see a conflict between me and Tamara, you may feel like, oh, Jazz, you two this, you two that, you need to shut up, you need to fall back. Or Tamara, damn, you squeaky. Like, you may feel some type of way when you see the communication between us, but we know this is how we go back and forth, and this is how this person receives. So it's a lot of things. My biggest lesson was learning how other people perceive it versus what it really is. And also, my other biggest lesson was to learn to try to be a little bit more, try to focus a little bit more on how you convey your message when you're trying to get it across versus letting your emotions take over. Because our number one slogan is emotions make you sloppy. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I had to learn how to do, was because I do get emotional about certain things. Right. And because in a moment's notice, it could turn black for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but I'm feeling that way in that moment, but my whole message is misrepresented. Right. Because I'm feeling some type of way at that moment. I'm really a teddy bear.
Thank you all for tuning in. And this is what we wanted to share and just talk about and just get out there. And I know y'all done heard this all through the show throughout the previous years of what us talking and what we gone through, and just all the good, the bad, the ugly, the happiness. But we're celebrating another year. Another year of doing this.
Another year with awesome. Jetsons.
Yes. Another year with Jetsons.
Yes. And it's more than what we had prior.
Right. So why not celebrate? We celebrate, like I said in my post earlier, we celebrate birthdays. That's another year in life. We celebrate when people, get a promotion in a job, or they buy a house. You know what I'm saying?
We celebrate big things.
Yes, big things. So why not celebrate? Just celebrate it.
Everything. Even if you gotta celebrate by yourself.
And this is what I had to realize too. This is one thing. Don't think that is never enough of celebrating. Celebrate it all. It don't have to be through social media. It don't have to be. However you celebrate it, you can celebrate it in the own comfort of your home. You can celebrate it with your coworker, through a text, through a message. Celebrate it. Acknowledge it. To me, because I don't know, that's just like, it's a good feeling. Because to me, when I think about the people who don't celebrate what they've been through, or they so in the humbug,
by humbug,
bomb humbug, whatever, or depressed moment, you wind up doing things that is unnecessary
and counteract what you really want to do.
And when I say unnecessary, I mean like you're not happy. So what leads to unhappiness?
More unhappiness.
Drugs, drinking, alcohol,
pills,
suicide,
everything.
No, I'm serious. Like it does. So try to find some way to shout that happiness out, so you can, shake that depression mode, or shake that sadness off.
You know what? And it's funny you mentioned that. I do have a quick story for you all. I had made a post early where I was talking to one of my best friends yesterday, and she was asking me, how did I pray? And I was like, what you mean I pray? Like, I pray all the time. I talk to God because sometimes God is the only person that can understand me because sometimes I don't understand me. So I need somebody to, rain down something, So sometimes I have to talk to my God and I also, thank him a lot. So what she had presented to me was like, do you give God ultimatums? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I never thought about that. Like, God, if you just bless me with this or this, I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? Either or. Instead of saying, God, this is what I want. Instead of being direct, you give him ultimatums like, I'll take the Kia, but I really want that Lexus, God. But whatever you give me in between, I'm going to be happy with it. And the thing is, she was saying everything that I already know, which was be intentional about your prayers and about your talk and about your walk with God. But today, in that conversation I had yesterday, today, it was so random. My leadership, which was not my supervisor or my supervisor's supervisor, but the big supervisor, stopped my orange-haired ass in the hallway, right? So I was walking to my office. She was like, where you going? And I leaned back and I was like, to my desk. Like, I didn't, because, we've never had that dialect. Like, I know her and I know she's watching me.
Right.
But we never spoke. And she's a Black female as well. So she made me go to a meeting that I had no intentions on going to, but I wanted to go to, right? And of course, guess what it was about? Self-development. Guess what it was about? How you present yourself, to everything I love. You know what I'm saying? Everything I love. So I had another meeting to go to, so we left, and I hurry up and jetted out the door, right? So I went to my office to drop my stuff off, and I was coming back down the hallway, and I said, I guarantee she gonna walk through them doors. And I'll be damned. This woman walked directly towards me, so we walking face to face. And I was like, I'm ready. What's my brand? I'm ready. And this is what's in my mind.
Right.
And guess what her question was?
Right.
So, Jasmine, what is your brand? I damn near fell in the hallway. I was like, well, do you have time? You not to be a smart ass and not to be cocky,
right.
But I already know where I'm going, and I already know my God is setting me up for my position, right? So where I'm at currently is so nowhere where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? But because she asked me what my brand was, because you came for me,
right?
I have to give you what you came for,
right?
So she said to me, I want you to set up a meeting with me after I come back from vacation. And I said, what day you came back? She said, Thursday. I said, I'll see you Thursday evening. You know what I'm saying?
So that means you got to get prepared for tomorrow.
Next week.
Oh, okay.
Girl, no. No. But the thing is, the reason why I share that story is because you have to be direct and intentional about what you want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was a reason why she pulled me into that meeting that I had no intention going to, because me and this woman had never had any conversations prior to. She walked past me every day and waved. Like, we speak. It's not like she's funny acting. We speak.
Right.
But also, I'm not the gray suit, black shirt person either. Sadly, guys, I may wear too many damn colors to work. But honestly, that is who I am. I have to be true to me at some point. I'm coming in here doing this work. And I'm very blessed to be able to be in a position that I am.
Right.
So the only thing I'm saying to you all is, if you have any fears, like we had,
yes,
and like we still have, about speaking and about doing these different things, listen, you got to go for it, because it was dropping your spirit for a reason. So you cannot be afraid of your calling. Only thing you have to do is water it.
Yeah.
I'm about to get deep. I feel it. Okay.
We have a comment. Jeff said, my God is setting me up for my position. I like that. Well, you know what? Let him.
When you know what you know, you know what you know.
And that's true. When it's your time,
it's your time.
And it's like when you know it's your time, you let them fears go. That don't mean that you don't still have them, but you have that willpower, and you have that. It's that mentality. Side. You have the other side.
Swear on everything. This lady walked up to me and she don't.
You know how they say you have
the devil and the angel.
Yeah. You have one saying, do it. So when you know it's your time, that one is saying, you know what, push past it. Push past it. And then talk about it. That's the thing. Talk about it. Because people will probably will say to you, Jeff, how you do that? Jeff, how you do that? And
I see it too, Jeff. How you do it? Can you teach us some more?
When you tell your story, you know what? This is how I do it.
Yeah.
Because now you're talking about what was your fears and what was your battles and what was your struggles and how you got to where you got. And this is why, like I said, a lot of people don't know that about me. When I tell you my fears literally was sitting here and talking about, just talking about
whatever.
Everything.
Yeah.
But the way how I talk and the way how I pronounce words.
But also, too, friend, you have to think about it as well. We never knew we would share so damn much. Like I was like, friend, like I'm ready. Right? Mm-hmm. But then, it was some things that happened during the course of our year. It was some topics that were tackled that happened during the course of our year that I was not ready to tackle or confront. But I feel that what I do know is that my story, your story, will help someone, whether younger or older, that's in the same position. Again, I feel that we were given this position, we were allotted this time to be able to reach the masses.
Right.
So whether we start here with 17 people watching our show, with 2 people watching our show, it's going to be on us. And before we know it, again, some more, it's going to be people that's like, oh my God, I heard you speak on this. I heard you do this. Right. So we're just grateful that you all are tuning in with us tonight, and we appreciate your constant support and your constant love.
Yes.
Here in JT Ladies Lounge, just real,
So what are some topics that you guys would like for us to talk about, or why, like how you think that we can improve, or something that y'all would like for us to talk about more? Let us know.
Or less. What is however you feel. Is there a topic that you wanna present? Because we definitely looking for guest hosts on our show. We love that. We love to have guests in the Ladies Lounge. What was your favorite guest? Well, I'm not gonna say that. What was your most memorable moment here in Ladies Lounge? If you don't mind me asking.
Okay, the most memorable moment. I mean, I have a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, I do. So the most, okay, this would be when Jazz and I did the Christmas. We did the Christmas show. What does Christmas mean to you?
Mm-hmm. That was dope.
And just sharing the stories about, we're spending time with the family on Christmas, and sharing with people. I remember my mom and dad used to come in with the black shopping bag for Christmas, and it was toys in the Christmas bags. But me and my sister knew that they were used. Mm-hmm. But the fact that
it was still new to you,
they were still new to us. But we knew they were used because we knew that they went up the street to the church to get the gifts. We knew that. You know what I'm saying? We knew that. I can't even tell you how we knew that.
Know what you know.
But we knew that. As kids, this is why I say kids know a lot. Yeah, we think that we be trying to, protect our kids or hide stuff from our kids. They know a lot. So yes, that was memorable, but what even made it more memorable is because Jazz received a gift. For Christmas. No, I didn't get there yet. Jazz received a gift for Christmas, but it was really for both of us. But it was to her. But it was for both of us.
We cried.
And it really was a shocker. Like, it really was. Like,
Santa dropped it down the stairs.
If you see Jazz and I cry or, shed a tear, or we really look, and shocked, or we laughing, or we like, what? Those are not set up moments. Like, they are for real. And when I tell you that particular show was
thank you, Dave.
For real.
Yes, that was awesome.
I cried not because of her happiness, but because of my happiness too, because it was for us. But even if it wasn't for us, when you really feel happiness for someone besides you, it's like it shows.
It can be the biggest or smallest
thing.
All I have
so
to do
it
is
shows.
be
So I cried not because it was for JT Ladies Lounge that he bought the gift, but it was just like, oh, a friend, like, oh, your baby, your man, he bought you this. I was like, oh. So when them moments come, trust me, those are for real moments. They are.
I don't even think I did. And it's funny because that's how I felt when you got your car. Like, I think I texted my friends, was like, my friend, I ain't use that word. I was like, she got a new car. Like, I was so hype about your car. And I was like, well, I just want to ride in it. You know?
That's what I said. When you
awesome.
can feel happiness for someone else besides yourself, that's a good feeling. And it really is a good feeling. You be like, you so happy. And it's a real, genuine happiness.
I'm still happy about your new car.
I am
too. We're all the way on Ohio. It was a nice ride. Yes. So thank you all again for tuning in. Let me see. We got Randy. Thank you for tuning in for our 1 year show, taking time out of your busy schedule. Auntie Tanya, Porky, thank you so much for tuning in. We love you guys. We love you all. And if you, like we said earlier, if you have any topics you want to hear us talk about, whether it's man, woman, child, relationships, whatever, we need to do research on that we haven't experienced, we're more than willing to do that because we want to make sure you understand that you are always welcome here in the lounge. And we love your company, we love your presence, and we love the fact that you engage with us. You know, that's what it's all about.
Yes.
It's a hell of a thing when you're looking at a computer and you're trying to have a conversation with no one that's there, right? So we appreciate you all. Thank you for saying hello. Hi, Robin. Thanks for tuning in. So also, too, what was the one show that you felt was the most like uplifting and encouraging show that you've done? Why do I feel like I'm interviewing you? This is really one.
Right, because you ain't answering no. You didn't answer.
I'm answering.
No, because what was your number one show? No, you ain't saying for you neither.
Oh, I didn't.
No.
You ain't asked me.
You ain't give me time to answer.
Well, you're taking too long for
it.
What was my most memorable show? My most memorable show was probably the shows we did with Umar and the show we did with, I don't even know if y'all was able to see it, but we actually interviewed Stacey J. And we did that at the Blip event.
Oh yeah,
the audio was horrible. The audio was horrible, and I'm not even sure if I posted it or not. I probably didn't. I probably just recorded it, but you couldn't hear her talking.
Oh yeah,
but she actually sat down with us, and we were in the lounge, and we were talking about Black love and relationships. So it was the interviews I did with her and him and Sherry J.
Yeah. Funky Booster. Yeah, that was a good. Yeah,
that was a good interview.
That was about fitness.
It was about fitness, but when I tell you something, honey, after the show, it was a real show.
No, and that's what it is.
So
let me tell you,
real.
y'all be surprised what goes on before the show and after the show. Because after the show, when I tell you, Jazz and her stayed on the phone literally at least an hour or more.
Yeah,
just talking. But it's
like all girlfriends, yes.
Yes, but you don't know that. And that's the amazing part about it. Like, you know, you got to prepare to sit here and talk to people and
actually talk to them like they normal and not because of their celebrity status,
right. Just talk to them
and she was dropping that tea, honey.
And she was sharing her story just as much as we were sharing ours about being a single mom and, you know, her fitness journey and her career with being on Punky Brewster and
her career with being on Family Matters
and where
you know,
she at now,
the cast and all that, you know, who she's still cool with, the things she got coming up.
But the after scenes,
Samara was looking at me like,
I'm like, I gotta go, like,
bye, friends. But it was just like these people that we have interviewed thus far. And, you know, even just our friends.
Right.
Our friends. Oh, and my God, our biggest supporters. The people that we met during the course of doing the show. You know, they didn't know us. We didn't know them. But they felt comfortable with us enough to share their stories. And enough to be open and honest with us after that. Because you know how people are so reserved and so guarded because they have so many people that's trying to dig up dirt. We never ran into any of them issues because everything was genuine coming from us, you know. So that was awesome. We have a couple comments
Yeah.
from our audience. Thank you all so much again for joining us. And I don't want to call y'all audience after this year. I want to call y'all family because you saw our transformation, you saw our transition, you see,
True.
different things that go on with us in life because we're normal women too. So thank you all for tuning in. Robin said hello. Congratulations on your first year. I think I already shouted them out. Pre said, wow, 1 year, congrats. So happy for you guys. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. And thank you for joining us and thank you for supporting us. Randy said a year went by so quick. It really did.
And that is
the truth.
We gotta point you out, Randy. Of course, always and forever. I have to point you out, which you already know. We started JT Ladies Lounge on the strength of you going back literally 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago. And I know 3 years ago because my daughter graduated in 2015. Mm-hmm. And I remember when you brought it to us, I was like, no, I was finding excuses. Gotta get the money right for my daughter. I gotta get it up. So you trust me. It's just certain. Let me tell you, everybody gonna get love. It don't matter. Everybody gonna get love. But at the end of the day, it's just certain people that you are always going to shout out and during be grateful your journey. Yeah. Just like from day one, it starts from your parents. At least for me, with my parents, it does. You know what I'm saying? For my mom, it does. My father's not here now. So you got certain people, I have cousins, friends that's just going to be from day one before being JT Ladies Lounge. Before this even took place, it's just certain people in my life that's always going to get a shout out. And I'm not afraid of shouting you out regardless of what's going on in my life. You know what I'm saying? So certain people's going to get that shout out regardless. Yep. And people that's watching, y'all already know who y'all are. And if I call your name out, you just get an extra shout out.
Extra love. And people that's watching, make sure you drop some topics. Anything you want to talk about. And if you don't want to put it here, you can always email us at to2withjazandT@yahoo.com. Right. Y'all got our social media connections. You can always drop us out. You know what I'm saying? Shout us out in the DM, whatever y'all need to do. So the other question for you is, what do you, well, I can't say for you because then again, it sounds like an interview.
No, go ahead, because this is our 1 year anniversary show. So, but I feel like that we gonna have.
But I can't be interviewing you like that's. But it's questions.
You're not interviewing me.
It just feel interviewing.
Well, this is what we do. So
we just ask a bunch of questions to each other. So let me ask you something. For this next year, what is the biggest thing you would like to see? You would like to see personally our radio show do? Ooh. Like where would you like to see it within the next year?
The next year.
Where would y'all like to see us in the next year?
Next year. Well,
1 year, next 12 months.
Well, the next year I can say doing what we're doing now, but we already know as you progress, you do change. That don't mean you change, completely, or you change for the worse, whatever, but you do change. You do. But at some point, I love doing a Facebook Live, and I will continue to do it. I love doing a Facebook Live. But at some point, I would love to actually be in a studio home. I will say that. I will. And it's not to say that I'm not happy being on Facebook Live. I'm not saying that I'm not happy, sitting in these chairs behind this backdrop.
Look, I was like, what is the word she's looking for? I was looking forward to
talking to y'all. I'm not saying that. Trust me, I love it and I will not stop. But I will definitely love to be in a studio home. I will. Yeah. So that's what I will want to focus on. And at the end of the day, it could be ours. It don't have to be somebody else's.
Yes. It could be ours. I like the way you think, girl.
So that's all I'm saying. I just would love to be
in a studio.
Yeah. Well, we can invite people to actually, come to us. Mm-hmm. And even though we do, But we, you know, everybody that followed us and know our show, when we do our interviews, you know, we are out in the opening.
Mhm.
So yes, I would love to be able to say, hey, come to
Oh,
us.
like in
come
an
to,
enclosed area.
yeah,
Mhm.
out in the opening. But I mean, in that it's not our,
It's not our area.
yeah, it's not our
Yeah.
area.
Right. Right.
So I would love that. But until then, I
We
love
right
what we
here.
doing now,
Yes.
and we will continue.
We always rocking right here. So for me in the next year, I'm trying to be on somebody's stage. I'm just saying, because I think that we have a lot to offer, and I think we should be on a panel. I think we should be, just, not even just here, but, growing us to, talking to people. We have a book coming. So I'm trying to do book tours. I'm seeing us just everywhere doing what we can do in the amount of time we can do it. And even if it's this summer or next summer, we're going to be on a stage. I want to be the keynote speaker, which is first up. I want us to be the opening act. You know what I'm saying? Because if everything else falls behind us, we ain't got to worry about picking it up. That ain't our job to do.
Mm-hmm.
But when you come to the lounge, I want you to feel like you're at home, but I want you to know you're gonna get it all.
Right.
So I see us doing big things within the next year, and having that studio, that's putting the atmosphere, being the keynote speaker, being on stage, and honestly, my Oprah is on my list.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure when I'm getting there. I'm not gonna say the next year, but I'm a damn sure lay that foundation and do the work.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully she understands that I may be a little rough around the edges, but I still, I'm still a nice person.
Right. But I think right. But I think overall, pretty much what we both want is just to get out there what we're doing and what we've been through as women, as mothers, as friends, as ex-wives,
yes, all that good stuff,
as sisters, aunties, whatever. What we've been through,
we're no different than
we're
you.
no different, and how to, overcome, and just being able to connect with other women that been through our walk of life.
Yep, and
because everybody can share it. Everybody can share it, and you know what? And that's fine. And it's not to say you have to share every moment of your life. Some things are to be kept for you,
but also
some things are.
Some people can't get over those moments in their life.
That's
they can't move
right.
on.
Some people can't move on because they don't know who to talk to, if the other person can't relate or whatever. But this is what we're here for. This is what I'm here for. This is what Jazz is here for. Is no different. You know what I'm saying? There's no whose story's better, whose story's worse. Because I truly believe, as women, as mothers, as if you've been married or not married, long forever relationship, an ex-wife or whatever, for the most part we all can relate. It's just how much are you willing to share and how much you are willing to accept, where you messed up or what you can fix for your life. That's pretty much what it is.
That receiving end, it just at some point you got to be real with yourself in order to move on. That's what it really all boils down to. So again, if you all have any questions, comments, topics you want to talk about that you don't feel comfortable putting right here, but you want to email us on the low, hit us up at TO2 with Jazz and T at yahoo.com. Our social media, Jetsons Radio DC on Facebook, JT Ladies Lounge on Facebook, JT Ladies Lounge on Instagram, TO2 with Jazz and T on Twitter. Also, our, what is that one thing? YouTube.
JT Ladies Lounge.
Yep. Also, our YouTube, JT Ladies Lounge. So, friend, is there anything you want to wrap up with besides our awesome shirts?
Just want to say, oh yeah, of course, our shirts, JT Ladies Lounge.
Look,
and
y'all. Look, holla.
She gonna turn around the back. Y'all already seen our post.
Wait.
Y'all already seen the post with the word sexy. And
yes.
Y'all know what sexy stands for. Sophisticated, empowering, exciting, and youthful.
Yes.
So listen, try to focus on living that life. Be sophisticated, be empowering. Whatever you do, as soon as you step outside, put your foot on the floor, Be empowering to somebody. It's not
Even if
about
it's to yourself.
right. You don't. It's not about reaching out to the world. You don't have to reach out. Be empowering to somebody. You'll be surprised what you say or what you do for somebody is an empowerment
And
movement.
how far it can go.
You know what I'm saying?
And how far just some kind words can go.
Don't shake it off as that was a small thing, because you don't never know what that person took it as. You know what I'm saying?
And
like
the smallest thing can mean so much, whether it's just a random
Yes.
compliment, you know, or just holding the door open. You just never know what a person's day or life may start out as. Also, let me shout out love.
no, we ain't finished. Be exciting.
Oh, that word.
We
I
are
thought you was finished.
No,
Yes.
we spelling out the word. Be
Oh.
exciting. Be exciting. Your life, let it be exciting. Find exciting moments in your life.
Yes. Or just be excited yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just
That's it. Exciting moments in your life. Whatever it is that you do in your life, be excited. If it's with
even if your
your
life
kids,
sucks.
if it's with
Your life can suck. Seriously, your life can suck, but you don't have to be the sucky person in your life. You know what I'm saying? You can have badass kids, lazy ass husband, whatever the case may be. Just make sure you can be the light in someone else's life. Just because you have a lot of rain going on, don't mean you have to join the storm. Be the light, be the ray of sunshine. Even if it's just one kind word, it all makes a difference.
Do what excites you.
Yes.
And just be exciting and
Yeah.
youthful. And that's trend it down. Be youthful.
Yeah.
Your age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah.
Whatever you do in life, be youthful. Be a kid at heart. You know what I'm saying? I know we do this as women. We say we don't want our hair to get messed up. You know what I'm saying? We don't want our nails, to get messed up and everything. And I do the same thing, trust me. So when I say be youthful, I'm not just saying just be out there and be skipping la 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 la. I'm not saying that. But just at somewhere in your life, just be youthful.
Find the kid in you.
Yes, definitely.
Even if it's just coloring.
Happy.
And then even if it's just coloring them adult coloring books, because that does relieve stress. Or just writing in colored pencils or markers, whatever you can do to just find that moment to where you're at your peak.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's important, y'all, and that's what we represent, and that's what we do, and that's what we try to bring to you all when we do our shows on the Ladies Lounge, even on our pages, even in our personal lives.
Right. You have to.
So, and that's crucial.
Let me tell you, you have to,
because this world is very mean, So you got to find the happy spots, and wherever you can, just grab your sister by the hand and drag her with you. That's what we do. See, I'm about to drag her with me. So again, what I was saying, I have to shout out my family for these awesome tees. Yes, Love 365 Custom Tees. Check him out. He's on Instagram, Love 365 Custom Tees. Also on Facebook too. Based out of Detroit, so it's USA made. You know what I'm saying? Got to get a shout out to the Midwest. Thank you so much for these amazing t-shirts. They fit us awesome. We got some things coming up for you all. We talked about the book.
Mm-hmm.
We have our book, Woman to Woman. So, of course, we got the tour coming up. So, be on the lookout for that. And also be on the lookout for some better shows, more information, more laughs, more loves, more education, more sexiness. More excitement. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. Join us on our anniversary show. And make sure you tune in on Sunday. We have a special guest.
Actually, we have two special guests.
Two of them, yeah. And we're gonna tell you more about them in a couple of days. So make sure you stay tuned. We love you all. Thank you for joining us. Bye.